9. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
Let's get this call done. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back live here on PTM Racing TV. We are here in Loudon, New Hampshire. We're about to bring you the Six Sigma Sim Racing Oval League here on PTM Racing TV. It's about to be going crazy here in the Magic Miles, the Next Gen Cup Series. About to face it here on the show, presented in part by our friends at Six Sigma Sim Racing, your #1 Moza and Sim Magic dealer on the market with the highest grade production line of sim racing chassis for your market and your needs. Your value is with Six Sigma Sim Racing. With the field now ready to go, ready to set off across the distance here, race fans, let's take a look at our starting lineup here. On the pole in the big number 43 from across the pond is William White. The outside in the 42, it'll be Caleb Clifton. In row number 2, it'll be the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn. That's 48, the outside. And the number 12, Ellington Norgard. Row number 3 is going to be Parker Kelly in the outs, and the number 6 machined is outside. That will be the 41 of Brian Beeman. Row number 4 is Mike Wright out in the 76 outside. In the big 5, the throttle Chantel Pottle. Row 5 is a 1-1-1 of Logan Key, the outside. In that 15, it is Kenny McGrath. Row number 6, that will be piloted by the 55 of Will Rempe. The outside in that 20 is Andrew Hardcastle. Row 7 will pilot the number 22 of Jeff Folksy outside. In the 13, Hunter Hammer and Hansen. Row number 8 is Corey Abbott. The 21, the outside. In that 61, Chris Schusler. Row number 9 in the 2, Chad Lancaster with the outside. That big number 3, Arthur Clements. Final starter of the field. The 78 is Joe Gregory. Race fans, it's showtime here on PTM Racing TV, and you guys have come forth. You've gone watching it on. You've seen the best, now you want the rest, and you're going to get all of the best here on this show, and you're going to get more of it here than ever before. It's time to get down to the action, time to get down to the Speedway. The Magic Mile, 1 mile in length, flat banking, multiple grooves, but a whole lot of less area for coverage. Watch for tire wear to be a crucial factor. Down across the front straightaway, lining them back up. Here we go, 120 to the distance. Let's set them down in New Hampshire. Dragging him around down across the back straightaway right at the gate here. It will be Parker Patrick Kelly right now, the number 6, falling back just a little bit as Brian Beeman makes his run in the natural light 41. Robert Kahn, the 48, falls down one as well, as the Lowe's 48 stays in his own little grasp. The 6 Sigma Sim Racing, Fox Racing, their Ford Mustang, Chantel the Throttle Puddle trying to lay in there with Kenny McGrath, laying up on the top side here, working his way around. Every driver for themselves here. There are no gimmies here, and there are no obstacles further in the way than really the pressure that they face in their own minds and their own drive. But I'll tell you right now, guys, there's one guy that probably wants to win this race more than anything, and it's probably the guy that is probably the big 43. William White, multiple races, multiple runs, so many times, so many places, and so close yet so far. Just get that first win off his back. He told me earlier today, be aware that 23-1 SimWare.com machine was going to be throwing everyone into the limelight and into the shadows of no existence. He is looking right now to try to control the momentum and trying to stay ahead as the Ledge.GG number 12 of Ailton Norgard already making his way to the chains against the violent defense of Mr. 42's Caleb Clifton. The violent defense right now currently staying in control. No, I did not stutter. I didn't mean violence. I meant violet. That's the color. I did not stutter. On board with that old pesky rattlesnake there, Robert Kahn. Kahn, again, a guy that we... Oh, you can call him pesky, but really, he's really one of the toughest drivers to really race out here because he's pesky for that reason, because he just knows how to really force drivers into their own little round, their own little way. And if you're not too careful here, he'll find a way to get around you as much as you let him into that door. 19 drivers making a call, 18 on the track here so far. I'm pretty impressed so far with the early going and early showings. No bumpers really slammed into one another yet. Maybe trying to at least stay somewhat relatively conservative, except for that 2 of Chad Lancaster down there. The 2 slightly loose off of turn number 4 there, so unfortunately it looks like just a little bit of a hiccup there, unfortunately piloting his way around. Chris Hussler already entering in pit road. Possibly mechanical problems down there for Hussler. We'll have to see what is favoring and what is that hitting on him. See a lot of drivers right now, it's just starting to fade back just a little bit. Again, the early part of this race is all about your tire wear and your tire momentum, but again, I will say later on, if we get into that, it will then turn into who can strategize, who can push the limits, and also the boundaries of these cars. As Norgard right now chews it up from second, trying to go for the top spot, but White keeping his speed up. But again, why he knows Norgard is a bit of a patient man. He'll wait it out until he absolutely cannot no more. Take a look at our lap times here, and you can see the lap time differentials here between both drivers. Norgard got a lot of ground on the White there in lap number 6. Lost a little in lap 7, but he's gained it all back here on lap number 8. Every corner, every turn, trying to outwin and outmatch the other. We have got 5 tenths of a second gain. Big amount of gain here. Ailton almost looks right at home where he's at right now. Maybe it's just my eyes too, or the way they come out in turn 3, but it looks like White might be driving a little bit wider, trying to tighten it up back compared to Norgard. I'm not sure how much of a difference maker that's making for him, or how much of an opportunity it's really giving him, but it seems to be holding out okay, at least for the most part right now. E. Holly EFI, number 76, the Mike Rideout. Bringing us a little chromed up number scheme while the MRM network still stays where it is. Rideout's one of those guys, man. I talk about him constantly because, again, he has gotten multiple wins on our showcase and our tracks here before. But I mean, here's a guy that really just point blank can really sum up the drive and really sum up his speed and power just by simply laying low for a first part and then driving it harder up for the later half. So he's had quite a few of those wins and quite a few of those opportunities given to him, and he knows it too, and he's really hoping for another chance today. About 1/10 of the way through this one, Sparks. Clifton and Con right now working their way up across the banking, but you can see White, still your race leader, Norgard trying to keep both of them in check. Caution is out on the track though, our first caution of the day. It looks like it's going to be a troublesome spot for the 5. And it looks like she'll at least stay ahead of lap traffic. We'll take a look at the replay and see what happened here. Presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Here's your PTM Race TV Instant Replay. It looks like she just came off turn number 4. Yeah, just a little too aggressive, and you end up just slipping out the rear end. Again, that's just one of those issues there. You can't really control how the car goes sometimes. You see her reap fire, though. Got it squared back up and immediately driving back off quickly before any further damage could be done to her or her car today. So good on her for at least controlling that speed and controlling that power to hang in there. But unfortunately, that means she also has to start from the back. Time to listen in to some drivers here real quick here. We got 2 of them that will talk with us here today. Ladies and gentlemen, the first one up is a hammering man himself in the 13, Hunter Hammering Hansen. And Hansen right now going up 1 spot from your original qualifying position, but you right now currently have the inevitable task of getting out of that lucky, unlucky number 13, then having to put this 13 into a lucky spot. What is it going to take here today at the Magic Mile?
It's going to take a whole lot of patience. There's 120 laps around here. The tires are not lasting long. It's going to be just a waiting game and just kind of staying out of everything that's going to go happen. The track's super, super loose, especially on the low side.
Has the fuel run also kind of played a bit of a factor, a bit of a part into this kind of run?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of pitting for gas and maybe only taking 2 or no tires and just trying to save the tires for the end.
For sure there. All right, well, Hanson, we appreciate your time down there, sir. Best of luck as we get you ready to get them back underway.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Hunter Hammering Hansen there. Alright, now back onto our end here. We'll now take the envious checks here and ask old Robert Kahn here how he's feeling, how he's shaping up here on the track here. Kahn, how are you today, sir?
Hey, not bad, man. How are you?
You know the drill. Just hanging around here and watching you guys go at it for a little bit. But right now, you, my friend, have got yourself a pretty good jump to the front, qualified 3rd, and still in the top 5. Really never leaving that out. But now on the restarts, I mean, how difficult is it going to be for you to stay in there?
The tires are falling off, which I kind of like, but the difficult thing is passing here. The high line is kind of preferred to pass, so you have to somehow make a move to get to that outside. So I think as tires wear, that might change, but until then, we'll just kind of ride around.
Now you say the high line's usually where most are going to try to make the pass from. How come they don't end up trying to shorten the track down by going to the corner of the bottom?
On the bottom, you can't straighten the steering wheel out when you're passing, but the outside, you have to drive it in really hard and then be above the person who's already pretty high. So I don't know. More or less, you just kind of wait till they make a mistake to try to make a move.
For sure there. All right. Well, nevertheless, Con, we do appreciate your time on the track here, sir.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the routes. Thank Robert Kahn on the line there. this field of drivers right now about to embark back onto the ledge and back onto the drive, and I'm not talking about that ledge.gg of Norgard. I'm talking the ledge of turn 4. Push the limit up and push the power on full display. Here we go from the corner down to the straight. Green flag back on out. Caleb Clifton immediately trying to jump to the bottom, and there is a massive problem. Oh my, there is massive troubles here in turn 1. There is 4 cars clambered in there. Corey Abbott, one of the boys involved in it, not a subtle situation or what they wanted to see there by any means. What a massive little situation there. Oh my. That will bring us back to the P10 Race TV Instant Replay. I don't even know what happened here or what went wrong with Corey Abbott. Not a guy you usually see get stuck in a place like this. Looked like he just got completely kind of hammered there by the 15. Nowhere to go. Andrew Hardcastle trying to back down. Pottle, slight little tap there on the back of the car. And I don't think it really did any damage there, but definitely a minor infraction on that 15 of Kenny McGrath. I don't think that was the intention by any means, but you know, they say in racing, never take somebody's word for it when you're the one that got wrecked out. Yeah, I would just go to that. To missed timing there. That was a miscommunication by a long shot, in my opinion. Saw where they were in the corner. He saw where they were at. I think McGrath just completely whiffed his corner and whiffed his entry, and he knew it too. That Budweiser 15 now massive damaged up on the side of that right side of the fenders. Field's going to need to get squared back up here and get ready to reel it back in, race fans. We'll be right back after a quick commercial message. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, indeed, here as we are currently squaring up back on the track here and onto the surfaces here. Not the greatest start for some of these drivers, and not exactly what many of them had in mind, as they were about 12 laps, past 12 laps in, then all of a sudden caution flying out. Again, Renner and Suckley head. Drivers right now currently just try to situate themselves up. If I had to guess, probably a few tempers are flaring out on the track. I would not be the least bit surprised. Doubled up now onto the surface. Kenny McGrath going to get his lap back. Andrew Hardcastle currently going to be just ahead of him. Corey Abbott, Will Rempe, and Chris Schuessler. Unfortunately, right now, looking to be well in the troublesome spot there. Green flag, back on out. Double it in now. Drivers currently fighting for position. Chad Lancaster trying to make a big jump as we go 3 wide, entering in turn number 3. That is the 15 of Kenny McGrath there with the 5 of Chantel Pato moving up the chains. The 3 of Arthur Clements here getting out of that mess in the good wrench service as he gets a little clip down across the bankings here, but off turn number 1 and 2, we've got a battle for the lead. Aylinton Norgard versus William White, Robert Kahn, Caleb Clifton all in this run and in this battle. White trying to find a run back onto the 12 while you see Clifton and Kahn dealing with the pressure as well on each other's ends here. Kahn said earlier, if you get to the outside, you make that pass, that is going to be your line. Well, he tried it. It didn't quite work out in his favor. Ooh, you can see there's a lot of drivers right now currently getting a little bit too eager as the caution flies on out again. Arthur Clements the one that brings this one out though. So Clements the one that brings out the old caution once more. We'll take a look at the replay and see what exactly transpired here. GM good wrench service. Number 3 looked like he just kind of overcrowded him turn. Yeah, he went for the old tumbleweed there. It's one thing I really do not like seeing too much though is having a driver tumbleweeded off the corner and then they had to end except. Looked like he just shifted in wrong and that didn't quite work in his favor. So yet again, another caution. A brewed out and toughened down, and these drivers definitely cannot be too thrilled here. So right now, Norgard managing to jump ahead of the race lead there. He took control of the corner and took control of the turn. Well, to put it nicely, left really nothing on that table there. It just made it run in through the field and running on down the exit. We're double filing the back up right now through the corners of turn number 1. The field right now preparing up and getting ready to go at it again. Drivers now set to go back onto the green flag restart zone. We're back underway. Well, there is some rowdy little jumping around on the front half here, right out of the gate. Jeff Oaks at 22, Nationwide Machine left nothing on the table there. He went rolling right through. Although, to be honest there, Jeff, I would prefer if you could have gave me a little bit of a better number on the side, as you can't really read that 22, but nevertheless, caution is out again. Might have a clue what happened there. Oh, whoa, whoa. Andrew Hardcastle, major problems here. He's got a situation on his hands right here. Take a look at the replay, see what we can see out of it. It looked like he just over-cornered it. Yeah, he overshot his turn again. This is just a problem I've dealt with before on these cars, and I always said I absolutely hate about these cars is that it's a snap lock steering, so if you're not driving it straight and driving the way you're supposed to, let's just say you better hope you know how to drive off it. Take one more look at it here, see what we can see, but definitely a wild little hit and a horrible hit. Yeah, I'll give credit too, though. Great track awareness, avoiding those tires. He should have easily have ended up in there. They got one inch to repair to their name, and I think Hardcastle may be using that up real soon. There's no way those tires are going to get fixed up that easily. He damaged them up pretty bad. That's going to definitely cost him so much time and power here. Opportunity is going to be running high and running lower than normal because they are continuously destroying and taking down equipment here. The field patrolling themselves right around here, currently looking to get squared up once more, and they're hoping for some green flag run laps in here. Seems like these starts have just absolutely been polarizing and mesmerizingly tough just to get around. Running them back off, down across the plains, down across the track. Yet again, green back on out. Well, the starts have been brutal. Now will they be able to figure this out? right ahead here of Clifton and White. And Khan also trying to fight back here. Here comes the 41 of Brian Beeman. Oh! Puts a little side skirt to Rodriguez as cautions out again. Corey Abbott, Arthur Clemens involved in the wreck. And Abbott right now cannot be a happy camper. Lancaster just went right in and pulverized him there, and he had nowhere to go. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot of room and a whole lot of area for it, but I mean, again, it's just kind of part of the racing deal you face sometimes. I think Lancaster honestly was hoping the brakes would stop him a little sooner. You can see he just ran right there. Like, it's just ran right in him. It doesn't look like he straight lined him. That's a massive hit. I'm pretty sure the brakes were just going out, unfortunately, but they have now been changed to a single file restart as well. Due to the fact they can't get this to stay green. They're now going to try it a little differently here. Well, we're nearly about 1/4 of the way done with this. Well, excuse me, 1/3 of the way done with this race, I should say. But hasn't really been what we were expecting or shaping out here, at least on the start. Again, that can change in a heartbeat, though. If you give it time, you give it opportunity, and give it chances here, that will all come to fruition. Last time out, we talked about Chantel Bottle winning that first race of the season, getting a major win for her score column, as well as just taking home another victory in a different car. Multiple seasons throughout here on the PT Race TV service, as well as seeing her on the NASCAR Heat End. It's been quite impressive just how far her statistics and everything have gone forward. Norgard looking to try to avenge last week and looking to try to bring this one home. He's going to have his hands all working out for him and cut out for him here. Ready to launch from corner number 4 down to the straightaway. Norgard leads him down. Single file restart here, and that's going to make some drivers really antsy to make it up to the front quickly before things get a little bit technical. Keep it green. This is a good sight. Very good observation here. Hopefully it'll stay a little longer. Norgard driving up wide. They're trying to block Clifton off from trying to make any maneuvers up there. Clifton's hanging in there, though. He's not giving Norgard all the room he wants. He's giving him plenty of opportunities to strike. Listen to that throttle rhythm, too, just how subtle and how off pace it is compared to what you would normally hear. Again, you kind of have to do that, though, considering the amount of speed, the amount of power you got on display and you got on your control deck here. Makes it that much more difficult to really stabilize and keep the truck in one piece, or car in one piece, I should say. The throttle is what I meant to say, is what really is the hardest part about running that kind of line, that kind of speeds. Even though it is a 670 horsepower package car, it does never get any easier. Gotchen out again, though, and once more, Chad Lancaster is the one involved. Not sure what happened to the number 2. We'll have to listen to the PTM Racing TV instant replay, but once more, Chad just can't seem to escape his unlucky nature here at the Magic Mile. I think at this point he's trying to hope he's got the magic in him somewhere, but this is not what he was hoping for. Spins right off the corner, at least just individual car, but you know, damage has been done, and another caution has been brewed and inflamed here on the show. So those playing a very risky strategy here are those that are going to be trying to fight it out here on P-Series TV once more for the top spot. Con, Hansen, Key, Pottle, McGrath. Your top 5 in this one. Coming right around here once more. Khan will lead our field in and set the drivers on pace. The rest is on them to figure out how they want to deal with this. Line them all. Oh, not again. Not again. Arthur Clements once more. Into the wall protection. This is getting hard to watch, honestly. This is getting hard to watch, very unfortunately. And again, I really don't think it has anything to do with just lack of talent, lack of driving ability. I think it's just the way this car works and how flat the bankings are. It really just takes every driver for a little bit of a loop. And poor Jeff Oaks, man, what a huge hit he just suffered there. Clemens lost in the corner, and Oaks just taking a massive blow for his troubles. Nothing he could have done about that, nor did he deserve it. So there is definitely damage there on the right side of the car there. It looks like he might have a bent four-link wheel there. Might have to get that squared up and fixed out really quickly if he can. And the less the leaders go into pit road, the more troubling it becomes for everybody else to figure out and nail around the track. I think right now Khan possibly is looking at languishing and really keeping himself up on the strut here. Leading it out right now definitely seems like it's going to be his goal. Now the driver's going to line back up, 7th caution so far. We're nearly halfway done with this race, and so far, it's not been the best. I will say that right now. It's been a little bit frustrating for these drivers, I guarantee it, because they don't like playing this kind of car. They don't like having to play this kind of situation. They know they can really bring home the power and bring home the speeds here. Bring it wide out of the gate here and line down off the drive, and it's green flag racing back on the show. like everybody took their time except for one down there, and that's Jeff Oakes. Jeff Oakes yet again causing our caution troubles out of turn number 2. Not too sure what happened exactly with the nationwide number 22 of Oakes there. Let's take another look at the replay. I guarantee you probably what happened was it wasn't too pretty, I will say. Yeah, he just put it right off the corner there. He really had no choice, so at that point the car was already gone, so he kind of was lost. Just a horrible break there to say the least. One more look at it for the onboard camera. Could have been a heck of a lot worse, though, if you really think about it. So, pretty good save, all things considered. Now, also something to be aware of, we do have a 2-hour time limit on the race, not on our broadcast necessarily, but there is a 2-hour time limit on the race itself here. Well, the further along they go, the more struggle they will deal with and the more pressure they put on themselves, and they know they cannot let that happen too much or too often than not. Drivers line back up in their spots, and Khan once more looking to try and squeeze this one out of everybody here if at all possible. Down through turn number 4, lining back now to the 6 Sigma Sim Racing restart zone, back to the green. Whoa! 121 of Logan Key way into the wall there. Not a good start. Keeps it under grabs though and keeps it under control. Oh, but he's slowing down tremendously here. I think I might get a caution now. Nope, he stays green. Looks like the officials finally gonna at least let them stay green, let them battle it out. Kenny McGrath moving up. Caleb Clifton trying to do much the same. Again, they're running on fresher sets of tires here, so that could mean a difference here. Clifton looking to the inside, trying to get the 5, a little bit of a runoff. Doesn't quite clear it. Going right in between the distance and between the gaps. Look at Corey Abbott there. Oh no, that's trouble. And it's over for the 13-5 in turn 2. It's just one of those things. You just find yourself in a very timely order and then a very tough little spot. And yet again, another tough little break. Engages down on the track here. It looked like Corey Abbott ran right up on the 13, and it looked like Hansen tried to save it and steer clear of anything, but I'm not sure where everything went wrong from there. Hard racing from Abbott. McGrath throwing his hat in the ring. Hansen just overdrove it. And then drilled the 5, unfortunately, and Shinta Paddle definitely receiving a very bad clip on that one. Here on lap 59, what a tumble. Some tough spot there. Lights off on the pace car. We are halfway done. Corey Abbott's going to be your race leader here. Con heading for pit road and getting himself squared up. Green flag flies back on out. Ultimately, my question is now is can they get this green flag to stay out for a little bit longer than they have been? Well, out the back burner on the nose, at least right now, it seems like that may be a chance and a possibility. Well, I would have said but Clements right now in the grassy plains trying to get squared back up. Stay on the track there, sir. He's got to refire. They'll stay green. William White making his return onto the fight here and into the top 5. He's got Parker Patrick Kelly that's barely in front of him. As the field right now starting to gain a grip, and they've got a good grip of this. McGrath and Abbott right there with him though. Little trouble there off turn number 2 though. Again, there seems to be a problem for Mike Rideout, the number 76. Couldn't quite keep the Hall EFI machine in control. The MRM network is now set a blaze of glory, but at least we'll be able to refire. They stay green. Well, I spoke a little too soon. There's trouble down there on turn number 3 and 4. Schussler and looks like Rempe involved in this one. What a horrible break here for these guys. Looks like just more trouble ensuing on these drivers. What on earth happened here? Let's take a look at the replay. It's just getting very, very difficult, man, to really kind of emphasize what and where will happen next. Looks like Rempe just kind of got himself in trouble, and then Schussler trying to get out of the way and end up finding himself trapped between a rock and a hard place. We had a camera on Rempe here. It looked like he just overdrove it. Yeah, he overdrove it and bam, right on the wall. Parked it down, trying to come to a stop. Schussler was trying to brake hard in the 61, thankfully not taking any damage, but definitely will take a little bit of a... I don't even know what to really say, honestly. I think he's just going to probably take a little bit of time away from the car for a second after this race. Rethink a strategy and rethink everything over so he can get better for next week. And these guys just at this point probably just thinking to themselves and just kind of thinking, what on earth do we even have to do anymore? Corey Abbott right now looking to try to clear this line out and trying to clear this finish up a bit. But they definitely are running a little bit lower on time than they were a minute ago, and I don't think they're feeling too confident about that. Lights off yet again. Momentum blossoming. Speeds ramping up. Do or die time drivers. Do you start to try to make your move up to the front, or do you try to lay off and hope for the best? About to find that out. Green flag back in the air. Trepidately trying to stabilize down. Schussler with problems again there, but at least we'll stay out of the way of the driver's hands for now. As long as it's not in the driver's hair for the moment, I think that's really kind of what they're looking for and looking at the overall implications. Abbott and McGrath right now looking out of the box, out of the deal here. They are looking to manage and micro-fight their way out of here. McGrath trying to hang on. Abbott, though, will not give him an inch. Both guys starting to really start to dig their claws in, grab this track by its gears. Yucco Green, number 6, right? That is being handled by Parker Patrick Kelly right now, looking to try and hunt down some drivers and hunt down the field here as the rest of our guys currently now starting to feel the pressure. Brian Beeman right now in the 41 Ford Mustang as well, trying to keep this cool. Every driver right now, just at this point, hoping and praying they can get some kind of chance or obligation or just opportunity, really, to hunt them down. Climbing it back down across the track here. Ayla to Norgard here, immediately trying to hope for a little bit of some break and a little bit of help here. He's in pretty much kind of the same boat he usually is in when in terms of how far back he is at this point in the race, but this is a whole different car and it's a whole different situation where those pit stops and where those last minute drives could cost him here. Shooting up on our last 40 laps. Look at McGrath, man. Still putting on a fight here at Abbott. And Abbott trying to hold him down. Going through the turn number 4. McGrath got a huge opening there from Abbott. Maybe got him a little cornered off on the bump. And now drives it deep inside. McGrath looking like he might have something for Abbott. Abbott, though, holds the outside. And he's going to lose it right on turn number 2. McGrath. All that speed, all that momentum. Once again for naught. And there he goes, pit road. Not what he wanted to see and not what he wanted to deal with either. Pressure's on, 40 laps to go. Now this entire field just trying to find a way to get to Abbott. William White making a little bit of a charge up there. He's got a line, and Parker Kelly not able to hold her down. White managing to not only go across the pond, but to go across a little bit of Loudon. Right back onto the mix here, and now Clifton making a little jump ahead of Kelly. Norgard as well. Oaks, Pottle, and Beeman right now also having a little duo here. Schuessler right on the bottom ledge there. Turn number 1 backs out and does not want anything to do with any of these guys. Puddle's had to literally drive for her life, drive for her stakes here. She's had to absolutely hang. Oh, not again, not again. Come on, Oaks. There he goes. Nick, save it. No. Oh, Gosh is out anyway. Oh, Ken Lancaster gets him. Oh, what a... Oaks looked like he was about to get that bad boy saved around. And it did not quite work in their favor. And another issue once more persists. Which is just how many more times will these drivers get that old bumper and tagger and get spun on around. Looked like entering into the turn. Looked like Pottle was getting ready to corner off. And then Oaks kind of drove it a little bit in there as well. Both drivers seemingly in their own fault. Lancaster looked like he was trying to avoid everything and then ended up kind of on the receiving end of that. Either way, just another horrible break and another tough spot to be at here. So much issues at hand and so many things really to worry about. These drivers know they've got no time for it. Well, to say that this has been a tough ride and a tough drive again for many once more. It seems as though it's only going to get even tougher from here. Lights are off yet again. We're nearing about 30 laps remaining here on PT Racing TV, race fans. Will William White be able to finally get this one put on his record books, or will we see one go for the top of the hill? We'll have to find this one out. White with a good drive off. Don Bottle Hansen right out your top 5 here. The rest of the field right now bunching up, bunching down. Some major moves running up. Throughout. Looks like Oaks have a little bit of a fight there with Rideout trying to corner him down off from turn number 3 and 4. Big driver now, side by side as they reel him back off the exits. Coming back around yet again, and oh look, that's another big hit there, looking key. Almost just kind of sending it right at him there. Both drivers are at least able to stay out of issues. Caution's out again. Ailton Norgard also now a part of the swamp-infested issues that New Hampshire Motor Speedway has plagued these guys today. What has happened to Ailton Norgard? We're going to have to take another look at it here. It looks like he ran into somebody out there that was making friends, if you will. Get right off turn number 4, looked okay, and then it looked like Logan Key just kind of clipped him there, and oh, the damage on the front of the nose, that 12, oh my. Took a horrible little tumbleweed turn there. See if we can get a look at this here. You can see the 1-2-1 there. Tack tread there of Key. Just drove it right off. You can see he just clipped him right out. And then, I mean, well, there really is really nowhere to go for Norgard there. As soon as he got smacked, he got smacked. And that thing was absolutely destroyed and distraughted. And once again, now we'll set him back even further. And this is not the time to be having to be set back any more than he already is. So just under 30 laps now left. Time right now wise, they'll at least be able to finish this race out. They are now lining them back off side by side. They'll be going in single file yet again. And once more, William White, still your race leader here, just hoping to maybe catch a break and really make a run for it. Only the good racing lords know what that must be going through these drivers' minds and what's going through their feelings and their temperaments here. Off the distance, back to the green. Time to be making mistakes here. Chad Lancaster, though, a little bit of problems in turn one there. No caution out. He'll refire it, but he's going to get himself into lap traffic if he's not careful. Gone at bottom right now, working as well as I can to try to stay in control and catch up to White, but you can see the bumps and the ridges on these cars definitely making it a little bit tougher to hang and really deal with them pressured. Guys right now, and gals I should say as well, and having a little bit of a fight down from point A to point B. It looks like Khan maybe getting a little bit impatient there with the 5. You know she's a tough driver, and they're still putting fenders together there side by side. Both drivers getting a good push at one another. Abbott, though, not exactly appreciative of having to wait behind either of them. Trying to look for an opening and look for a drive off. Maybe look to seal some skin, seal the deal. Now back on the ridge there, Clifton, Oaks. Neither driver giving out on that one. Hansen way wide, let Norgard through and let him open the door there yet again. Parker right on the verge and right on the passing line. Their subtlety. So smooth off the exits and so controlling. Trying to hammer down right out of there. Abbott going back on low. 5. Oh no, not again, not again. There's more trouble and it's gonna be a bad one. Oh my. There's trouble yet again. The 5 throttle Chantel again getting clipped up. And everyone else went right around. Looked like Clifton was just trying to make a pass, and it looked like Pottle had no room for error here. Might have driven it slightly down trying to save the car, but it looked like Clifton just took the worst of it. Taking a look at it here from another angle, see if we can get a better view here. Get right around, and it looked like maybe Clifton actually drove up a little bit on the 5, and that ended up kind of sparking that chain reaction. But I can tell you, Norgard right now, probably not a happy camper considering how bad that damage now must be literally suffering on that car. One more look at it here from the cockpit view of Hansen. looks like Parker Kelly looks like he tried to play a little mind games there with Norgard, Clifton, Rideout, and Pottle, who went into pit road. William White, though, staying on out. And at this point, I really don't even think anything else of it. At this point, I probably would agree with that strategy. Just stay in contention, and at this point, just hope you can really make or break this one. If you're a William White or you're a Robert Kahn or a Corey Abbott right now, what is going through your mind at this point? Just trying to hope and pray for the best with 16 to go. Maybe trying to sneak out one little extra bit of piece here. Who is to say? Well, here we go. Once more, green back out. 16 left. 16 laps remain. Coming right off the end there, and there's another yellow out on the track. Hansen, this is going to be the one involved in this, and oh my goodness. He said earlier it was a long run, it was going to be a long stride and hope for the best, but I don't think this is what he meant by that. Once again, Hansen just completely dished out and more trouble than he was probably expecting. Slammed right into the wall there and ended up getting right out and Pottle. Both drivers had nowhere to go, and man, Hansen just could not figure out where on earth that car was going until it was too little too late. Hansen, obviously not a happy camper, and definitely got to be a very frustrated man for everything he's been dealing with today and all the pressure he's felt. It's not easy being a driver out here, man. With this kind of situation, this kind of predicament, you got a lot of laps to have to endure. Then you have to try to figure out how the strategy will work. Then you got to see how long the car can go. it just absolutely, mesmerizingly at least, wears on your brain so thin, so quick. Because you can just never tell and you never know where everything will go. Well, gotta call it how it is, race fans. We got 11 laps left. We've had a lot of cautions. We've had a lot of bad breaks and bad stuff go through. This is our 14th caution of the day. Hard to absolutely believe, in my opinion. This is not something I would not have expected from these drivers. But it all comes down to this, with possibly 11 laps left. Somebody going to get into victory lane one way or another. But who will it be? Green flag, back on out. Coming right down across the lanes and across the field here. It is now do or die time for most of these drivers, White especially, with Con lingering around. White staying in control, keeps his momentum up. Abbott right now looking on and trying to maneuver through off the corner and exits. He just can't quite get around Con just yet. Barker, Patrick Kelly right now coming up into the playing field, into the gap zone, looking for some openings here as well. He's been driving it hard. He's been making some maneuvers, but he just hasn't been able to really put everything to good use. Abbott literally right now currently facing the pressure. He knows what's right in front of him here, and that is the race win. But William White, so many times he's been here, so many times he's come close. What finally happened? Abbott deep into the corner. He's trying to build up speed. Con trying to hang on. He knows there's not a lot of passing opportunities. Jeff Oakes way loose off the turn. see Con looking like he might have a slight advantage off that exit. Slight advantage entering into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, he does indeed. William White trying to hold him down. He's bumping, he's banging, but Con able to hold him off. Abbott now down into the corner, back on the drive. Big move off. Your new leader, the Rattlesnake, Robert Con. Top 5 on your screen for the final 6 laps here. William White making a desperation attempt to block him. Knew the tires were getting a little too crispy, a little too cooked up, and it cost him. White will have to settle yet again for another loss if the way this is going to go out. Abbott right on the inside of the corner there, cups up the Camry. The Chevrolet versus the Camry battle goes on again. Oh, up there side by side. Fenders yet again. Side Skyping and side swiping. Oh! Abbott with a nice little hit there on the 48, but no give from Con. 5 laps remain here. We'll get them down 3 and 4. Kelly right now trying to hang on. Looking for an opening. Now Abbott back at him. Right off Con in the wall. Can he hold it on? Can he hang the speed up? He's trying. But I think that wall shot may have just slowed him up enough for Abbott to breathe just a little more life. Parker Patrick Kelly right now trying to hold up and trying to build speed as well. Right now, these drivers absolutely tormenting and feeling the physics and pain that comes with it. Abbott, though, your race leader, looking to finally bring one home. He did it a couple times last season. He's looking for a big one here in New Hampshire. Con, nothing left on his table. And Parker Patrick Kelly just continuing to wheel and deal it up on that 48. Can he get it around the corner? Here, look out as well. Here comes Norgard in the back of the pack to the front. We forgot all about that number 12. The Ledge.GG has not let up. 2 laps to go. Norgard looking, trying to get around Con yet again here. Taking the outside where Con said earlier was the best place to do it. Right around the corner. Oh, Norgard lost in the turn. Yellow was out before Abbott can get to the finish line. Norgard is going to get us the last caution out, and that was not what Corey Abbott even wanted to think or wanted to see. Unbelievable. So close, yet so far. Con just would not let up, and Norgard just finds himself trapped in the mix. Trying to realign and relocate, but he was already out of this one, and then it was just caution out. And Norgard, not one of the first, but probably could very well be the last driver that unfortunately falls under that same fate that so many others have had today. Abbott right now looking to adapt and conquer. So now, with the one green-white checker coming up, they got 2 attempts here. Plotting around and setting up as momentum this occasion. This is what it's all about. Opportunity is now in their grasp. It's in their possession. What will they do, and what will they accomplish with this? If I had a guess, I think we could be in for a little hard runoff here from Corey Abbott. Kelly is going to try to clips him here. Not hit him, but trying to get him in that corner. Just get enough of that inside turn and get a little bit of him off the exit. Could make the difference, but he's going to have to really work for it now. Green flag's out, and Abbott sends it on its way. The opportunity running a lot lower now. Abbott is already making some strides up to that front. Looking down across the plains, down across the track. Everyone else staying green, staying under control here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to our white flag lap this time on by. Presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Kelly has got a run. And he's got some momentum. Trying to make it a right back around the corner number 2. Looking for the opening on Abbott. A little bit loose. Tightens it back up. Really nice. Abbott knows he's in trouble. Here comes the move. Will he block him? And yes, he will. Will he give him the nudge? Kelly can't quite get it. He's going to try to drag race it. Off the turn. Right down to the stretch. And it's going to be Abbott by a car length to the line. Corey Abbott, literally by a less than a car length, will knock down Parker Patrick Kelly and win this race here in New Hampshire. What a race, and what a performance by both drivers in the end. Abbott had a slice and dice through everything. Kind of major opening when Kahn and White went at it. And now to walk away with this one. Well, Abbott's going to be really happy to get this one finally off his back. He'll win it out by 77,000 a second. Kelly goes second. Collins going to go third. Beeman fourth. White goes fifth. Sixth for Oaks. Clifton seventh. Eighth the key. Norgard ninth. Mike Rideout 10th. Rounds out the top 10 in this one. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, to finalize this night out. Let's hear from our drivers here. Let's hear from the people. Your winner today here will be Corey Abbott But your third place finisher will be the man that was fighting with him throughout this race in the 48, Robert Kahn. Talk about having to really fight hard and fight strong there, Kahn. You had everything figured out. Looked like you had a golden chance there to really make a run for it, but it just didn't quite play out. What was going through your mind there today?
You know, I can't complain. I was on old tires. I only pitted once for tires during that race, so third place, I'll take it. Take it. It's pretty solid.
Take it pretty solid indeed. Now I know definitely a lot of frustration, definitely a lot of hammering down, kind of action, kind of set sail for you. But when you had to go against there with William White, and he ended up kind of catching you just a little bit, I mean, how much did that kind of change the landscape of the outlook of this race for you and this team?
No, I mean it was all right. I mean, when I was passed for the lead, I don't know if I came up or we both kind of just made contact, and I figured I'd try to get a big run, try to get as far ahead as I could, but the fresh tires are going to prevail, so I didn't have much of a fight for the top two. They were pretty quick.
Sure there. Well, nevertheless, Connor going to come away today with the third place, so who do you want to thank her for that one?
Oh, appreciate you as a broadcast, PTM Racing League. Appreciate Six Sigma for having me here. It was a good race all in all.
All in all, indeed. Connor, congratulations popping this one in for a podium today.
Thanks, man.
Robert Kahn, ladies and gentlemen, going to pop it in for the podium here. Goes ahead for third. Second place going to be the man that takes home in the number 6, ladies and gentlemen, Parker Patrick Kelly here. And Parker, talk about literally just giving it all out on the last lap. You went and drove it in quickly into 1 and 2, gained some ground on Abbott. Down the backstretch, looked like it was going to be a shootout. You laid low and then took that final drive off turn 4, but it just wasn't enough, was it? Parker, you read us down there? I think he's got his mic working. I just don't think he's aware that we have him right now talking on the call. Parker, you got the line, sir. I don't think we've got a line for him, though, and I don't think it's going to be working. So I think we're just going to go ahead and move on over to our race winner today here, which is going to be Corey Abbott. So not too sure what's going on with Parker's mic there, but Abbott, ladies and gentlemen, is now going to join us here, and your race winner today. Corey, man, talk about having to hold this one off for the very end. You found a way to not only get around 2 drivers battling for the lead, but you also found a way to literally muscle this thing into the ground. I mean, that's got to be something very special for you and this team, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't start the way I wanted at all. We were fastest in practice, botched qualifying, so we started at the back. On our way up to 8th early on, got in a wreck, went back, took a set of tires, got the car fixed, worked our way back up to 10th, got another wreck. I don't know. Like, I did not see myself winning this race. I figured a top 10 at the most. Great effort all around from everybody. I still can't believe I won this race, to be honest with you.
Well, believe it, brother. You literally not only won this race, but my friend, you have now added yourself into the record books here. Now, I know last season you had pretty much kind of found yourself kind of a little bit less on the lenient side, more on the trouble side. But the fact that you were able to manage this thing into the victory lane circle, does this kind of set the tone for the rest of the season now for you?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, we had good pace at Kansas. We just needed the end of it to go green the rest of the way. I think we had a chance for something. It just didn't go our way. Yeah, I mean, to win at your home away from home track was pretty cool. This was one I wanted badly, very badly. I told Ben this was the one, and to end up with it after everything that happened makes it pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet indeed. Well, nevertheless, you win it out here, and you're going to take this one home. So, in front of your hometown crowd here, Corey, who do you want to thank for all this?
Got to thank Abbott Motorsports. Leighton had a great run. Andrew was pretty good until he wasn't. Didn't have very good luck there. Caleb Clifton joined us. He had a good run. And just shout out to you for doing this for us, and Ben and Carrie for putting the league together.
For sure there. Well, Corey, man, well earned and deserved. Congratulations winning this one out, sir.
Thank you.
Corey Abbott, ladies and gentlemen, will win this one here in Loudon. What a race, what a day, and what a drive it was. Race fans, thanks so much again to Six Sigma Sim Racing for their sponsorship support. To you fans out there, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time when that green flag gets flying high on Pizza Race TV.